This is the Plain English Real Estate Show with your host, Rowena Patton, a show that focuses on the real estate market in terms you can easily understand. Call Rowena now. The number is 240-9962 or 1-800-570-9962. Now here's the English girl in the mountains, the agent that I would trust, Rowena Patton.
Good morning and welcome to the show. This is Rowena Patton in beautiful, sunny Asheville, North Carolina. Randy, is it pretty out there today or what?
The weather this time of the year makes me so glad I live in the mountains of North Carolina.
I know, right? It is absolutely gorgeous. And I'm so excited today because we've got Jennings calling in from Sacramento to talk about the FSBO, CPO, and all kinds of other things. We're going to learn about the Sacramento market, which is always good fun. Good morning, Johnny. How are you doing today?
Good morning, Ro. How are you?
Thank you so much for getting up early. It's probably not early for you, is it?
Well, no. I tend to get up this time, but I'm thankful we're on radio because I'm not, TV ready.
I hear you. I've usually got my radio face on, which ain't very pretty on a Saturday morning, so I hear you. So tell us about your market right now, Johnny.
Yeah, so what's happening in Sacramento, it's pretty common to what's happening in much of the rest of the United States. Inventory's tight. Sellers are like, why will I give up my 2, 3, 4% interest rates and move up for 7% interest rate?
Yeah.
And so inventory is record low. So I was at a listing appointment last night, and there's only like 5 other homes for sale in this person's zip code, right?
Wow.
It's like 0.3 months of inventory. So just a challenging market right now for buyers to find the home that they're looking for. And sellers are like, why am I going to move, one, if I'm going to have those higher interest rates, and two, where would I go? So that's what we're seeing.
It's so interesting, and that's why home prices are staying stable right now. We're not seeing drops in there, which we normally see in a market shift. I'm sure that's coming, especially if they keep it raising interest rates. Let's hope not, but here we go, and it's very normal to have a market correction every 7 to 11 years. Nothing unusual about it. It's been going on since 1860 when good old Clement Juglar set up what is now our economic cycle, and of course the housing market follows that. So, people always say real estate is local, and as you know, we've had many of the CPO experts. Of course, you're it for Sacramento. You are the number one agent in Sacramento, so you're it in the Sacramento area. Yes. And we've had many other top agents on, number one agents in their markets, on the show for the last 6 weeks now all over the country. And the interesting thing is, what I'm realizing is, it's sort of all the same. Now, if you're pricing a house and you want to know what buyers are looking for in your area, that's one thing. And when I speak to top agents, Johnny, the things that most people are asking for: 3 bedrooms, 2 baths, single level home with a garage. Do you see anything different?
Yep. No. We are seeing more. I will say we are seeing more multi-generational requests. So they want the ensuite downstairs. They want to know if mom or dad, if there's space for them, or they're consolidating families. We are seeing more of that. Like, builders are actually starting to, construct homes with that need in mind.
Yes.
But other than that, you're spot on. It's just like, we just want the standard house. We want a garage. We want a safe, stable place for our family, and we want a little bit of elbow room in case they end up locking us down again. So.
Absolutely. So why do you think that multi-generational push is going on?
Part of it seems to be an affordability thing. Mom and dad can sell their house and move in, and they don't want to move into a home. Or maybe it's a cultural thing, and the kids don't want to put them in a home.
Yeah.
But honestly, it tends to be more of a money thing, like kicking it old school, right?
Yes.
Mom and dad or grandma and grandpa are taking care of the kids, and the parents are working.
Oh, that sounds kind of great, doesn't it?
So I wish my mom would. My mom lives only 10 minutes away, so I think that's actually good. So she helps us out a lot. But if it ever came to it, yeah, totally agree.
Okay, Johnny, we're gonna do something funny here. Do you want to give your mom a shout out on the radio?
Yeah. Hey, Mom, love you. Almost 35 years ago, you were I was making my grand entrance into the world thanks to you. She was a tough lady. It was 50 hours she was in labor with me. So I was a little shy guy, but we made it. Yeah.
She may have told you that a few times, I'm guessing, Johnny.
Only a few times. And her birth, we're going way on a tangent here, but her birthing coaches, it was my dad and a friend of hers, she got them all these snacks and stuff to, keep them fed while she was going through labor.
Aww.
And she gave them M&Ms. And she didn't realize she'd been in labor for 50 hours. And so she was breathing M&M breath for 50 hours. And so every birthday, there's M&Ms everywhere around the house in memory of that occasion. So.
Oh, that's so funny. It could be worse. It could be jerky, right? Do you want to give her name, or do you not want to embarrass her?
No, Mama Jennings, Lori McCullough.
Laurie, well, oh my gosh, isn't that fantastic? Sounds like you've got a birthday coming up soon as well.
Yeah, next week.
Oh, well, happy birthday for your almost 35 years. So
yes.
You're a young agent. You're a spring chicken. I know, when you get into your 30s, you're like, oh, I'm old now. But yeah, you're a spring chicken. So thank you for being on the show today. We're talking about for sale by owner, and Johnny is our CPO expert in the Sacramento area and knows all about CPO. And we have a FSBO CPO, of course. We can do the cash offer for anyone, not just for sale by owners. Mm-hmm. But it's pretty obvious for sale by owners, Johnny. You've got somebody out there saying, hey, I'd like to sell my house, please. And you've decided to do it without agents, which is just fine. We're agents, but we're fine with that. In fact, we'll even help you. We have a whole FSBO CPO program. You can see more on this, by the way, at FSBO CPO, FSBO CPO.com, FSBOCPO.com, and find your agent in your area. We have FSBO CPO experts all over the country. And here's the really good news right up front. We can bring you a full market cash offer. So, Johnny, I think you're going to have some offers going on here with FSBOs in your area. I know you've got about 25, 30 that are even publishing their for sale by owners right now. And of course, anywhere you are in the country, we can help you. We've got experts all over the country. What have you dealt with for sale by owners before, Johnny? I think I know the answer to that.
Yes, we have. And do you mind if we get a little expose maybe a little bit of the underbelly of the real estate world, Ro?
I would absolutely love to. In fact, I'm going to go through the top 10 FSBO myths as well. So I would love to expose the underbelly of the real estate world.
Okay, so if you hop on YouTube and you go and you type in FSBO scripts, you will hear real estate coaches teaching agents how to talk to for sale by owners. Mm-hmm. And the general rule is, hey, just get in the door. Tell them that you have a buyer. We all have buyers. We're all working with lots of people. Whether or not you have a specific buyer for that home, be vague and tell them you have a buyer, and see if you're able to convince them of the value of being an agent. Just get in front of them. But to get in front of them, it's a little unethical to
mm-hmm.
I would agree, wholly unethical to say that you have a buyer for somebody's home. They welcome you into their home under the guise of you being able to present them with an offer, a realistic offer on their property, just to try and flip the script on them.
Well, and they're trying to get the listing. That's why agents do that. They're trying to. And everyone that you call, every single for sale by owner I've called a lot in my area in the last couple of weeks, say, do you really have a buyer? Because every other agent that's called me says they have a buyer. Right? So they're trying to get the listing. They're going in and they're going to keep in touch with you as a for sale by owner. If you're a for sale by owner right now, you know this. You're getting calls every week saying, how's your for sale by owner going? We can help you with forms. And they're really trying to get the listing because they know that 92% of for sale by owners end up with an agent. That's not what you're trying to do, is it, Johnny? So talk a little bit about why you think that's not ethical.
I don't think it's ethical because you're not coming at it from a place of complete transparency and honesty. Telling somebody, in our database, we have over 11,000 buyers,
mm-hmm.
right now shopping in our market. Okay, do we have somebody who may be interested in that home? Absolutely. But do we have somebody who's pre-approved and said, hey, this is the home I want to go see? Probably not.
Mm-hmm.
And so when somebody says that, and not everybody's databases are quite as large as ours.
Right.
And so when you're telling somebody that, I just don't think that's, if it was your dear friend or a relative or my mother, right? Would I want an agent using that line on her? Absolutely not. What I would prefer for them to do is say, hey, I do have a full price, full market cash offer. The buyer's name is Mark Ben. I'm looking to buy some properties in your neighborhood. When can I come by and take a look at the property?
Yes. And we really do. In every market in the country, we have a top FSBO CPO expert. Johnny is it in the Sacramento area that can come in with our investor. So our investor, Fred, is buying 3 homes with us every single week. We'd like it to be yours. And if for sale by owner, you've got a listing right there because you don't want to pay real estate fees. That's just fine. But Fred, most often, we've already looked at your home when you've marketed it or put it on Zillow or something, not really marketed it, but, put it on your Facebook page or something like that. We've taken a cursory glance at your home. And if it qualifies, so here's the qualifications between $350,000, and this is anywhere in the country, between $350,000, and we will make exceptions to that, up to $6 million. The other qualification is that you have some equity in your home. So in other words, if your home is $500,000 and your mortgage is $480,000, it's probably not going to qualify. But for most of you out there, because of what's happened in the real estate market in the last 5 or 6 years, you have equity in your home. So if we're making those calls to you anywhere in the country where we say Fred is buying 3 homes with us this week, Fred can buy 10 homes with us this week. And it's American money, guys. A lot of people ask that, is this somebody from a different country coming in and buying up homes? No, it's not. And they're not holding them for rental either. So, when Johnny calls in the Sacramento area, he truly has a buyer. So take his call. We're going to write up the offer for you. We're going to come in, take some pictures, do a quick video, get it back to Fred, see whether it's something that he's got his eyes on or not. And the vast majority of them get approved. So let's talk about some.
I woke up.
Yeah, go ahead.
I woke up to four approvals this morning.
Wow.
And there were 4 approvals sitting in my inbox. Right, so we just got to present those to the homeowners.
Wow, Fred has approved 4 offers too. That's amazing, by the way. That is absolutely amazing. I love that. So we're just getting you started with the program over there. I love that you're doing it. And by the way, you have the most amazing group of agents who are clearly in it to win it. Like, it's so fun to get on Zoom calls with them and go through exactly what goes on in your team. They're so fired up. So I'm not surprised to learn at all that you've got those 4 offers ready to go. And let's face it, anybody in Sacramento that's listening, or anywhere else for that matter, if you want a cash offer on your home, whether you're a for sale by owner, or maybe you're going through a divorce, maybe you are going into an assisted living facility, maybe you've got an estate sale, maybe you're relocating, or maybe you're a for sale by owner. That's what we're talking about today. Then you want those offers. Why would you not take a full value market offer? I mean, at least look at it, right? So that's fantastic. When are you presenting those, Johnny?
As soon as possible. It's going to be a busy Saturday.
Oh
so good thing I got to my start with a cup of Joe and a little bit of Ro. And by the way, Ro, the reason why the agents are so excited about this program is because it is needed. It is needed in the industry. There's been this void, this gap of people who, whether you're a for sale by owner, whether your house has been on the market a long time and it's been struggling to sell, maybe you're considering putting your home on the market and you just don't want to go through the hassle of getting the home picture ready, letting strangers into your home, doing open houses, going through that whole process. This is a needed tool in the real estate industry, and our agents are just excited to be able to offer it to our clients.
Well, it's just fantastic, and I've been on the calls with them numerous times now, and it's just they ask great questions. How does it work? This is how you become experts. We do training every day, which is awesome. So let's go through a few for sale by owner myths. So myth number 1 is sellers always walk away with more money. What do you think to that one?
When they list their house?
Yeah, for sale by owner.
Yeah, if that was the case, then, like you mentioned earlier, 92% of people wouldn't end up going with a real estate agent.
Yeah.
I have a quick story on that one. A friend of ours referred us to a person who had her home for sale. He knew the owner, said, hey, you should go out and meet with her. So I went out and met with her, and she was just making a lot of marketing mistakes and just had priced the home improperly. And I sat down with her and I gave her all the information. I said, hey, you know what, this is how we help people, but here's what you can do if you want to do it on your own. Like, just coming from a place of contribution, trying to help this widow. And unfortunately, this was before you and I knew each other. This was about a month ago, and she ended up selling the home for much less than it was worth. You know, because for whatever reason, she'd had a negative experience with real estate agents. But
not uncommon.
Not uncommon, unfortunately. Like, I've heard or read statistics where we rank below used car salesmen and lawyers.
Yes.
You know, and so it's like with that competition, I can understand why people are hesitant to use this. So, but it's to more directly answer your question, you don't unfortunately make more money selling it on your own.
And we're really not here today trying to convince you not to sell your home by owner. We're saying we have an offer for you, which is really cool. You can find your agent anywhere. You can go to FSBOcpo.com, click on Find Your Agent. We'll find an agent that can get this offer for you within a day. So how does it actually work? Number one, you get, we come and see your house. We're not just throwing offers out there. This isn't one of those schemy cash offers where there's lots of cash offers out there. There's even big companies doing them that will give you 65% of your value. And some people are okay with that. Most top teams as well, in fact, most of the top teams in the CPO program have their own cash offer programs, 70% of the market value. That is not what we're doing here. This is full market value. So number one, you receive a cash offer on your home for up to 70% of its market value within 12 days. But wait, there's more. I'm doing an ad with Matt Wagner on Thursday. We're going to do a professionally produced ad in New York, and we've got to do there's more. It's so fun. There's that corny line that they all use on ads.
But wait, there's more.
Yes, exactly. I've got to say it like that, Randy. Yeah, that was perfect. So, number one, you get that cash offer and you can pull out that 70% within 12 days. But wait, there's more. We work with vendors and make any necessary updates to your home. So most people that we go to list, Johnny, I'm sure you find this, say, oh, I've got to finish this and I've got to finish that before you list. We don't have time right now because the market's flattening. We'll do new paint, new roof, new landscaping, everything in between. Our investors upfront the money for you. You don't have to pay anything. And then we get number three, we get to work on listing your home and receiving a top dollar offer because it's all spruced up. All the inspection things have been done. Most homes have 40 plus items that come back at the inspection. And here's the real kicker. Number four, once your home sells, you keep all of the upside. 2/3 of sellers make more than they would on a traditional home sale without all those headaches, repairs, renegotiation, showings, people coming into your house. I mean, Johnny, I think we talked about this the other day. You've sold a personal house in the last few years, correct?
Correct, yeah.
And I have too. I think all realtors should be forced to sell their own personal home on a regular basis because we forget how miserable it is for our sellers. I did one last year. I really want to hear your experience too. I did ours last year. We have two big dogs and a little dog. The little dog's almost more hassle than the big dogs, quite frankly. But we had to put the dogs in the truck. Randy would say, oh my gosh, here we go again. You have to get the house. I mean, we've got dogs. If you've got dogs or kids or frankly spouses, who's got a home that is show ready? Most of us don't, let's be honest. So you're scrambling around, you're spraying your air freshener, which is a terrible thing to do, by the way. You're putting the dishes in the dishwasher or whatever. You're picking up all the dog hair. It's awful. And then half the time they cancel because they drive by your house and like, oh, we didn't know it was in that neighborhood, or we didn't know it was by a road, or whatever it is. And then they come into your house. So you're sitting in your neighborhood for half an hour with the dogs in the truck waiting for them to leave. You drive back to the house, they're still there. It's Friday night. This is a true story. They stay till 7 o'clock. It's going dark. It's sort of wintry and cold, and the dogs are getting antsy. And they absolutely fall in love with the home, and then they don't make an offer because they do something stupid like lease a car before they can make an offer. That's normal showings. You have to put your pills away. People steal pills. It's awful. You get a showing request. You're like, oh my gosh, that's coming soon. One of my sellers this morning texted me saying, I hit cancel by mistake, because we all use a showing time or something like showing time service where it texts you as the seller and you go Y or N to say, yes, I can show my house at 10 o'clock tomorrow. She accidentally hit no, and now we're scrambling trying to get that agent back to show her house. It's just, I don't want to say it's a terrible thing to do. Obviously, we do lots of traditional listings. All of the agents on this program are number one agents in their market. We sell as many or more homes than any other agent in the market. We're very happy to list your home traditionally, where you go through all of this. We also want to bring you that full market cash offer. Why on earth wouldn't you look at it to save yourself all of this? It's more personal as well. Your information isn't going out there on the internet for all your neighbors to look at.
Mm-hmm.
What was your experience,
And depending
Johnny?
on the situation, I was going to say very similar to yours. It's just, if it was a pleasant experience, I think people would move a little bit more often than 7 to 10 years, right? If you have to think about moving, get ready to move, finally call the real estate agent, get the home ready, go on the market. There's all these steps that lead up to even just having people into your home. And then there's if you didn't even touch on the escrow process, talk about an emotional roller coaster.
Oh.
That is just up, down, up, down. Do they like my house? Do they not like my house? Are they going to make an offer? Oh, that offer's too high, too low. They need to come higher. Then there's the inspections, the appraisal, where you basically renegotiate the entire contract a second time.
Yes.
You thought you had it nailed down the first time. And then there's, the final walkthrough at the end where it's there might be some surprises and you thought it was a done deal. And you moved on down the road into your new house, or and in many cases in California, to a whole new state. Everybody's there's quite a few people leaving the state. Total emotional roller coaster. But when it comes to the full market cash offer, the other benefit too, Ro, I don't know if you're going to touch on this later, is not only is it if you move forward with this is going to happen. Fred closes on the home. This is not like he's throwing spaghetti on the wall, seeing what's going to stick. He's going to close on the home. And depending on your situation, you could end up netting more than going the traditional route. That's honestly what has me most excited. When I walk into a home and it has the green shag carpet, the popcorn ceilings, and that greenish brown tile in the kitchens and bathrooms, I'm like, oh man, if they were just to do a little bit of upgrading, they would net so much more money.
Yes.
But they just don't have the means. Now with this program, they may. So.
Well, nobody wants to do anything these days, and I understand that. We're all busy. We're earning less money effectively because of inflation, and we're working more to make more money to feed our families, to feed our dogs, to, feed any other critters we've got running around. And we just don't have the time to do those upgrades. Or don't we know that everybody has a honey-do list? Do you have a honey-do list, Johnny? What's on yours?
What's on mine?
Yeah, we're going to sound you out now. We're going to put you in the hot seat.
Right now it's to do the dishes. She's I walked out the kitchen this morning. I was like, oh man, she's going to be so mad. Not do the dishes.
Do you want to give your lovely wife a shout out? She puts up with a lot.
Absolutely. Yes, she does. The love of my life. We've been married over 10 years now. Got married when she was 21, believe it or not. And, Valerie Jennings, she's my partner in crime. We do this business together, and wouldn't have it any other way. We got a little guy. He's turning 2 at the end of October. His name is John Jennings. He's the 4th. Oh. And then, I don't know if you know this, Ro, but Valerie's actually pregnant, so we have another baby due in March.
I did not know that. Congratulations, you got another wee one on the way.
You.
Do you know the sex yet?
Another wee one. We do. So we're not very patient, and so you can find out now, I guess, around 8 weeks through a blood test.
Wow.
And so 8 weeks to the day, Valerie went in, got the blood test, and we had it back in less than 24 hours. And so baby number 2 is going to be a little boy.
Oh, do you have a name yet?
Yes. We are going with Benjamin James Jennings. So little Ben is going to be born in March.
You know, that sounds like he might be a future politician. saying.
I know. That's what Val and I were saying. We just love the name Ben, and we have some dear friends whose names are James and Jim. So.
Oh, and when you have, I have Chelsea right now, and I met Chelsea, who you've met Chelsea as well. She actually came and joined the company, and I met her because we listed their home. She has a baby, and she has 2 other children, and oh my gosh, what she had to go through every single time when she, got the house ready. And I'm sure you went through that as well with children in the home. Imagine all the children's toys and tripping over them.
Yeah.
And then you've got with a traditional listing, you've got the photographer coming in as well. So, and you got to make it all shiny and lovely. You don't have to do any of that with this. So if you're a for sale by owner, you've probably already done that. But if you're a regular seller, if you like. I mean, I guess we're all regular sellers, right? But if you're selling your home not for sale by owner and you're thinking about listing, there's a lot that you go through to even get it ready. You don't have to do any of that. You definitely don't need the new paint, the roof, the landscaping. Just painting a home inside can lift it so greatly, can't it, Johnny? When you go in and there's a lime green wall there and a lavender wall over there, just the paint alone for $5,000 or $6,000, which is a lot of money to a lot of people, especially now, can really make your home much more saleable. So yes, absolutely. I'm so excited as well because 2/3 of the sellers make more than they would on a traditional home sale without all of those headaches. That's a very, very good point. Most of our sellers make between 90 and 120% of what you would traditionally. However, like Johnny said just a moment ago, you don't know what surprises are going to come up. So for most people, the listing goes on because the market's flattened somewhat, depending on what price point you're at. Your home's going to sit for 30 days, for 60 days, for 90 days. You're wondering, when's it going to sell? Should I start packing yet? There's no wondering with this. We come in, you don't have to make it all pretty or shiny or anything else. Johnny and I have been in enough homes where we see through everything. And it could be absolutely perfect. It could be a vacant flip home. We do those as well. It could be an Airbnb. It doesn't matter what it is. You don't have to be selling it for sale by owner. It doesn't even have to be listed. So walk us through what you would do when you first go and see the home, Johnny. So you've looked at the home. It's between, it's any price at this point. You go to a home to check it out, whether or not it's got a seller in there. What are you looking for a traditional listing or a cash CPO offer, whatever it is? What are you looking at in the home as a top agent going out to look at a home?
Yeah, so the first thing I do is drive the neighborhood a little bit on my way to the appointment to try to get a feel for what the neighborhood is like. Because a lot of buyers will, like you mentioned earlier, Ro, they won't even go inside. Like they'll drive through the neighborhood to the home, and then just based off that experience alone, they'll decide whether or not they even want to enter the property. Mm-hmm. So I'll drive to the neighborhood, try to get a feel for what's going on in the area, look at some of the recent sales in the neighborhood, because it's, again, looking at it online doesn't always do it justice because you don't know what's across the street.
Yes.
You may see the neighbors in some of the pictures, but what's behind the home. And so anyways, just drive it a little bit and then go into the home. And the things that I'm looking for specifically are potential things that are going to be road bumps, speed bumps down the road. And so those would be health and safety items, obviously, but also things that may impact the value or the desirability of the home. So I was walking through this house last night, and beautiful home. I did notice, some of the tiles were chipped in the kitchen, and then on the step on the stairs leading up, one of the floor planks was loose, like a potential tripping hazard. And this is a beautiful home. Like these are minor things that the owners probably just become accustomed to seeing, like they're blind to, but to people who are making a huge investment, this is a big deal when they're looking to buy a home. Those things stand out, or just walking around the outside. The house, much of the house has been recently painted, but I think they skipped out on the trim because I saw some peeling paint and some potential dry rot. Otherwise, the home's immaculate. But I see that and I'm like, oh man, there's going to be a couple $1,000 right there that they're probably not aware of that I'm going to have to, gently educate them on. And they may know. Sometimes the sellers are very much aware of what's the condition of the home, but you know who's not aware? The buyers.
Yes.
And the buyer comes in and they're in love with the house. They want to make an offer. They go through the negotiation process. There may be multiple offers on the property. They finally win. Yay! And now the inspection report comes back and it's 50 pages long. And they're like, what the heck? This isn't safe for anybody. How is this house still standing? It should be condemned. Like those reports are terrifying, are they not?
Absolutely. Oh my gosh, the inspection is the hardest part, and with a traditional listing, you've already waited a month, 2 months, 3 months, wondering whether or not somebody's going to put an offer in. Somebody puts an offer in, everyone's excited, and then a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks later, we're back into negotiation. This is what you started with on the 40-plus items that are on the inspection report. That sellers go, there's nothing wrong with that foggy mirror or foggy window upstairs. It was that way 20 years ago when we bought the house. It performs just fine. And they find all these things that you don't even know about. And, of course, a lot of them are nitpicky. We know that. But buyers get scared off, don't they? Especially if they're from out of the area, and especially with all the real estate news that's going on right now.
Yeah. So, and they're not familiar with the home. Like, they haven't lived in it, the 5, 10, 20 years that you have maybe as the homeowner. So that lack of familiarity is very frightening to people. Change is scary. And, like, there's so few buyers right now. So just the fact that they've been pre-approved and have gone out and are willing to pay those higher interest rates, or maybe have the funds to go out and purchase a home right now, they are like in a class of their own.
Yes.
But they're still nervous. They're still scared. And so when they see those things, all of what is normal in our market is just heightened because of the extra pressures right now.
And we're going to talk about, when we come back from the break, what it means to have a certified pre-owned home, because this is a way you can go as well, whether you're listed with somebody else or listed with us, or we're coming in with the cash CPO offer. Either way, we can help you with that. You want to be that premium home that's attracting that premium buyer. Like Johnny said, there aren't that many of them around right now. You want to be the premium home. You want to win that beauty contest. And we're going to talk about how we do that and how the cash CPO offer helps you with that. So if you want to, during the break, go take a look at what it is, cashcpo.com. How it works is on there, 1 through 3. This is Rowena Patton on the Real Estate News Radio Show, and we'll be back right after the break.
From the 570 Weather Center, this is your Weather Channel forecast.
There may be a few scattered showers and thunderstorms popping up through this afternoon. Otherwise, partly to mostly cloudy as the high gets close to 79. Rain will increase in coverage tonight. There may be patchy fog late as well, with the low dropping down to 60. Also, some wet weather on Sunday with showers and a few rumbles of thunder. The high tomorrow reaching 72. Then a transition to drier weather for the start of the week on Monday, with the sunny sky, winds out of the northwest, and a high reaching 73. I'm Jeff Marr from the Weather Channel.
Coming to Hulu next Friday and Saturday.
Don't miss our 2023 iHeartRadio Music Festival.
The biggest superstars from all genres of music on one stage.
T-Mobile Arena here in Las Vegas.
Stream it live only on Hulu.
You will not want to miss.
Next Friday and Saturday, starting at 10 p.m.
Capital One is a proud partner of the iHeartRadio Music Festival for the 7th year in a row, bringing great products, rewards, and services to its customers. What's in your wallet?
Hi, this is Rick, and we sold our home with Rowena Patton at All-Star Powerhouse. We didn't really want to move, but needed to for my job. Our first realtor didn't listen, didn't care, didn't try. Not a single showing in 2 months. A friend recommended Rowena. She saw the hard work we'd put into the home, what it meant to us, and what it could mean to someone else. Next thing you know, it's sold. If you need to get your home sold and not just listed, you need to talk with Rowena Patton. Give her a call at 828-333-4483.
Don't let real estate pass you by with All-Star Powerhouse.
Rowena Patton here at All-Star Powerhouse. Sell it now. Don't wait. Call me at 828-333-4483.
Don't let real estate pass you by with All-Star Powerhouse.
This is the Plain English Real Estate Show with Rowena Patton on News Radio 570 WWNC.
I love it when the words come in, and then I talk over them. But I just love giving a bit of air for the intro.
Good song.
We should do some trivia questions on there and not put those words
The
in
lyrics.
There. Yeah, not put the lyrics in. That's what I was trying to say. Thank you. Oh my gosh, Johnny, I just went on your page and looked at all of the ones you've had approved. My goodness, you are going to be busy this weekend.
We are, yeah. I believe an extra 3 came in while we've been talking.
Yes, that's what I was saying.
Offers,
I didn't know if you were talking about this. So how many have you got now? Like 7 to write offers on?
Correct, yeah. 7 offers to present to 7 different homeowners.
Oh my gosh. Look out, Sacramento. Here comes Johnny and Valerie and everybody else on the team. Oh my gosh. You're going to be seeing a lot of them coming up here real soon. And oh my gosh, you guys, if you're selling your home by owner, this is a way to get a full market cash offer within 24 hours. Just contact us. Go to cashcpo.com, cashcpo, that's certified pre-owned, cashcpo.com. Click on Find an Agent, and if it's the Sacramento area, obviously it's Johnny. If it's the Western North Carolina area, obviously it's me. And, you know, we're all trained to a very high level in how to do this, as well as, of course, list your home traditionally. If you're just fed up with being a FSBO and you're like, I just want to list it traditionally. But it's well worth, if you're a for sale by owner, just get your offer. If you're a listing on market and you're not listed with us, that's okay. We'll make an offer on your home too. It won't be quite as great, but it is a full market value offer. This is not people coming in trying to get your home for 70% or less, which is what most cash offers are. You know, buying ugly homes, you've all seen those. The realtor cash offers, Homewood has one. Lots of companies have cash offers, but I promise you they're not full market value cash offers. Some of them you have to use their lenders, and obviously sometimes their lenders are a little bit higher in the interest rates. There's no catch to this. The only catch is you get your 70% of your market value within 12 days. That's how quickly they close. We make any necessary updates to your home. Maybe it doesn't need anything, but I promise you, we've just been talking about that inspection coming in. I don't remember seeing an inspection that doesn't have 40 items on it. Lots of them are nitpicky. But remember, before the break, we were talking about how your home has to win the popularity contest, right? It's kind of basic. When we've got a few buyers looking at a few homes right now, you want yours to stand out. That's what Certified Pre-Owned does. Because Johnny is going to work with those local vendors. Maybe you don't need anything. Maybe you just need paint freshening. Maybe you don't even need that. Maybe we just take care of the items on the inspection report. Our investor pays for all of that. You don't pay for the inspection. You don't pay for the appraisal. You're going to have all of those in hand. So at least on the inspection report, we'll take care of those 40 items. Again, you're not paying for the inspection up front. You're not paying for the repairs up front. And then we're going to relist your home, and it's going to win the popularity contest because we can advertise it as a certified pre-owned home. Now, what does that mean? Certified pre-owned homes sell way faster and for a lot more money. You know, when I started this in 2007, back before when Johnny probably wasn't even in real estate. Were you in real estate then, Johnny?
No, I had just graduated high school.
Just graduated high school. Okay, now I feel really old. Thank you, Johnny.
Sorry.
I was
sorry.
I was very, very young when I started it. I was just a couple of years older than you at the time.
Yeah, like 12.
Exactly. I was just 12 when I came up with this idea. So, some agents were doing it at the time, and I took it national, and we started certifying agents in it. It's featured in our best-selling book that went bestseller overnight because everybody's like, how do we do this? So Certified Pre-Owned was the start of this. We've evolved now into the cash CPO as well. So a traditional home sale, you go through everything you go through putting it on the market that we were talking about. Then you have the inspection. You know, once you go into contract, you have the inspection. We're back into renegotiation with the buyers. Some buyers walk at this stage. In fact, a third of those contracts drop out. It's 32% nationwide dropout once we get to that inspection stage. Why? Primarily the inspections. Or they're looking at it and they just get cold feet. It really makes sense. What's CPO from? Certified Pre-Owned Cars. Every single dealership has a CPO program. Every single dealership in the country, they've been doing this for 20 or 30 years. when I looked at this, I said, why are dealerships selling a $20,000 car that's certified pre-owned, that's CPO? And they're getting 5% more. They sell quicker because everybody wants to buy a car that's fixed, right, and then has a dealership warranty. Why on earth are we putting a $500,000 house on the market without that same warranty? It makes no sense. And then a third of them fall apart. It's insane, honestly. So that's where certified pre-owned comes from. And now we've got cash CPO. The great news is with this, it's not just like a CPO a certified pre-owned home sale where you're marketing it as certified pre-owned. You're getting up to 70% cash out on the first closing. And then they're coming in and the investors are paying their money to fix it up. You're still in control. You say what you want to do, what you don't want to do. And then we're relisting it. Naturally, we can usually put it on for a little bit more money that pays the program fee. It sells really fast. Johnny and everybody else in the program markets it as a CPO listing, a certified pre-owned listing. You win the popularity contest. Why would a buyer agent be more likely to recommend a CPO home, Johnny? Do you think your buyer agents out there, if you saw certified pre-owned home on the market, they've got these buyers coming in from Texas, moving into Sacramento. I know most of them are going the other way right now. Where are they coming in from, Johnny, and coming to Sacramento? What other areas are they? What's your top areas they're coming in from?
From like moving to Sacramento?
Yes.
Oh gosh, the majority of it is just people locally moving around from one town to the other, one suburb to the other. Other than that, the next biggest would be the Bay Area.
Of course.
15 to 20% of San Francisco, because it's so expensive over there. They move out here.
And scary.
But that would be the biggest. And then Southern California.
And I'm guessing...
Not a whole lot of out-of-staters.
Right. And I'm guessing your area, many of your buyers tell you, or sellers tell you it's a great place to raise kids. And they're moving out of those big, scary cities to you in California, I'm sure.
Oh my gosh, Ro, quick story. I don't know if you knew this about me either, but Valerie and I have been to all 50 states together.
Wow, I did not know that. Wow.
Yes, we made a point. There's a long story there, but we made a point to see all 50 states to try to figure out where we wanted to live and put down roots. And so we're not native to the area. We moved here years ago, but out of all 50 states, we chose the area, specifically a suburb named Roseville, a town named Roseville just outside of Sacramento where we're living. And when you talk about raising a family, and just some of the best schools are in Roseville and in Folsom. Some of the best public schools in the country, not only in the state. It's an incredibly safe place to live. On Wallet Hub, it ranks as one of the top 20 places in the country consistently. And if you've ever been to have you ever been to Newport, like Southern California?
I have, yes.
Right, so it's pretty, but it's very, very expensive. I've dubbed this little area the Northern California Newport. It is,
wow.
As far as California goes, affordable and just incredibly clean, safe, and a great place to have a family.
Story you don't know about me, I actually bought a car. I flew out to the coast. We were looking for a specific kind of car, and we found it in Newport.
Oh, wow. Yeah. There you go.
And I met somebody there who wrote a book, and, was a budding author at the time, so I was looking for mentors. So, yeah, I love Newport, so I'm going to come out and visit you now. I know that, Johnny. Oh, my gosh.
Please do.
Yes. So now we're looking at, we're talking to For Sale by Owners today, FSBOcpo.com, and how you can get a full market cash offer. And by the way, if you've got your house listed or you're thinking of listing your home, same thing. At least look at our full market value cash offer. Why wouldn't you? There's no obligation. All it takes is for us to come and do a quick look at your house. You don't have to make it pretty, I promise. We're all agents. We're all over the country. We have an agent somewhere that can help you with your full market value cash offer. And get that at least before you do anything else, and then you could put an end to those showings if you're listed right away. If you're listed now or if you're a For Sale by Owner, at least take a look at it, cashcpo.com. Request an agent and a full price offer, and we'll get it to you most often within the day. Might take us a couple of days if it's Sunday, but bear with us. It's only a couple of days, and you're going to get your full market value offer. Now, when we get to relist your home, it's a certified pre-owned home. The knick-knacky noodle things have been taken care of. Sometimes they're a little larger things, but they're all taken care of. So you've got a buyer now coming out of San Francisco, and they're moving into your area. They've heard all the great things about Roseville. I mean, my gosh, you've been to all 50 states, for goodness sake. And they've heard all those great things. They're moving in, and one of your buyer's agents is helping those buyers move from San Francisco. And they've got 3 homes in front of them. They're all basically equal, same price points. So, all 3 of them are somewhat dated, and you can tell they all need a little bit of work maybe, or the 3 are all perfect and don't look like they need any work. They're all kind of very similar homes. One of them is certified pre-owned, i.e. it's got an appraisal, it's had the inspection, everything's been put right. Which one do you think your buyer agent would recommend to your buyers?
Without a doubt, the CPO home. And here's why. It's because there's always surprises in a real estate transaction. Like, nothing's perfect, but there's so much fewer surprises when you have the appraisal in hand, when you have the recent inspection reports. And at the bare minimum, what those buyers are going to expect now from those other 2 homes is like, where are the reports? Where's the appraisal? Mm-hmm. Get them to me, Mr. Seller. Why would I make an offer on your home without knowing the details of the property, about the property? And so, absolutely, that would be the go-to. And it makes it easier, honestly, for not only for our buyers, but also for the sellers. Both people are walking into this situation with their eyes wide open, fully comprehending the situation with as few surprises as possible.
I love that phrase, eyes wide open. So it's funny, Johnny, back when you were graduating high school, and I was doing this in 2007, I was asking sellers to do this is way back when, I don't do it that way anymore, but I was asking sellers to do the appraisal up front because of where the market's gone the last few years. We've not been doing the appraisals, we were just doing the inspections. But the interesting thing is, I thought, okay, I was overwhelmed. It was 2007. I was a brand new agent, and my background's marketing, so I was getting all of these listings. And honestly, I couldn't handle it. It was just me. So just little old me. So I was asking them to do the appraisal up front so we could all have a much more intelligent conversation about their home. And to my surprise, everybody said yes, it was because it was different. And then I was thinking, okay, half the people will go, no, we're just going to do something the old-fashioned way. Then I started attaching the appraisals to the MLS, and I would get calls every day from agents saying, how dare you? I'm like, what do you mean? Like, the sellers are perfectly fine, the appraisal going up there. Because I couldn't understand when I first got into real estate. It was just the most awful business that I got into. That's what I felt like. I was a management consultant before. I got into real estate. They were dropping out a third of the time. I really didn't know what I was doing, and probably shouldn't have been set loose on the public like most new agents. That's why I wish somebody had recommended that I joined a team at that point. By the way, you can join Johnny's team. So most of us should be on teams when we're beginner agents. So I'd put the appraisal on there. I'd put the inspection on there as well. Everybody goes in eyes wide open. You know what sellers say often, Johnny? They say, oh, I can't do that. They'll see the things that are wrong with my home. Well, those things are wrong with your home. I had a top agent.
We're going to see them eventually.
Yes. And that's when it's messy, and that's why a third of the buyers go, I can't deal with this. Or maybe one of the spouses go, or one of the kids for that matter, maybe somebody elderly is buying the home and their kids are helping them, or maybe somebody in their 40s is buying a home and their kids are helping them. And this has got 40 things wrong with it on the inspection report. Of course, a lot of them are little knick-knacky things, but often the spouse or the kids like the other house. So, and this is when you're under contract, it's a whole mess. One of the kids preferred the other house, and dad wanted his way, or let's face it, mom wanted her way. The wife gets the choice, right? 87% of the time, the wife gets the choice. So now the wife can say in an old-fashioned transaction, well, honey, this one's got so many things wrong with it. Can we go back to house B? And your house gets kicked out, and they go on to house B. Now, is house B going to have issues? Of course it is.
Absolutely.
Right, but it's a lever that mom or dad, or mom and dad, whatever, can use to kick out the contract and go back to the other house. Because at the end of the day, what are you losing at that point? Maybe an application for a loan, but a lot of those fees have gone away. They just build them into the loan. All you're really losing is the inspection. You might lose $400 or $500, which is a lot of money. However, for the home that you want, and for a wife gambling that she can push her husband or into the other one, that ain't a whole lot of money, is it?
No.
And it sounds logical. You know, it sounds logical at that
and this
point.
is really like the way of the future too, Ro. Like there are other countries and even those other markets, like in the San Francisco Bay Area. One of the reasons why the CPO is such a perfect fit for Sacramento is because that's what they're starting to do.
Wow.
In the San Francisco market, they're just making it. It's not standard. You're not allowed to say that there are standards, but it's very, very common for people to have at least the inspections up front.
Very interesting.
And so when people are doing that in the Bay Area, and that's what they're accustomed to, and then they're relocating out here, they're like, well, where are they?
Yes.
Well, that's not how we do it out here.
Yes.
Why? That seems backwards, So this is 100% like the way the industry is going. You just happen to be a trendsetter.
Well, thank you, sir. I mean, we've been running CPO certified, CPOexperts.com, since 2007. So we've had agents all around the country who I don't think I'm the trendsetter. I think they are, quite honestly. CPOexperts.com is all about certified pre-owned, what it means, how you do it, why it's more valuable. If you want to know about CPO and you don't want a cash offer, I don't know why you wouldn't want a cash offer, full market value cash offer, but oh well, if you don't, if you want to pay for the inspection and the appraisal yourself and go through everything entailed in that, putting things right, or just disclosing the items, you don't have to put them right if you don't want to, then go to cpoexperts.com. But Johnny, those agents deserve all of the credit. And of course, these are all top agents within CPO Experts. You're a CPO expert. These top agents have been spreading the news since 2007 and before even, all over the country. So then other agents start copying it and suggesting it, which is just fantastic. So how is it different?
Well, thanks, Ro. I wouldn't be able to offer this without your leadership, so thank you.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. And I'm so passionate about it, and I've been passionate about it for such a long time that's why I do this. So, we're not making referral fees, sending you people into Sacramento or anything like that. We're all helping each other around the country because those who are CPO experts in any of our niche areas, we help people who are divorcing. It's a great program if you're divorcing, getting into assisted living when you've only got 30 days to get out of your house. If you're late on your mortgage payments and you're thinking, I really, I want to list a house. We had actually in the rate group, we had a note about that this morning. One of their clients are going into foreclosure and they want to get out fast. This offer is perfect for that. If you're just relocating or you're for sale by owner, go have a look at Cash CPO. They're all on there. Click on that, drop down to whatever situation you're in or just a traditional listing, and we'll do it that way too. And Johnny, thank you so much for today. Every time I get somebody from a different area, it adds so much. A few closing words, how people can get hold of you in Sacramento?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. So if you know somebody who's looking to make a move in the Sacramento region or move to the Sacramento region, just go to morehomeoptions.com. Morehomeoptions.com. The reason behind that is we believe sellers, there's so many different situations.
I love it.
You need more
Thank
than
you.
just a cookie cutter fix.
Thank you, Johnny. I can't believe we've already got through a whole hour because you are just a joy to talk to. Thank you so much for being our CPO expert over there. See you all on the radio next week.
This has been the Plain English Real Estate Show with Rowena Patton. Visit Rowena and post your questions at radioasheville.com or call her at 828-210-1648.